Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. Just going to open that up a bit. It's telling me that we are live. Wonderful. Okay. Hey, this morning we're going to do some more breath work. This is called Breath of Fire. It is part of a Kundalini yoga exercise. And it is also synonymous with Kapalati breathing, which is a yogic breath work as well too. So the two are closely related, but they're a little bit different. We're going to do Breath of Fire today, and maybe we'll do another video around Kapalati breathing as well too, but today's Breath of Fire. So I've got this camera recording, but I've also got another camera down the bottom here which has got me in the full position, so then I'll put up both and then you'll be able to access both as well too. Okay. Actually, I might edit the other one so it's just taking you through the process of the breathing rather than all this intro that's happening. So the idea with any type of breath work, well, you've got an intention and you've got attention. So we do breath work for particular types of reasons. I recently just was speaking to a good friend of mine who does yoga and Reiki, and I brought to him an experience that I've been having lately where a lot of stuff's been arising and I'm, in a sense, trying to work through it, trying to come to an understanding of it. The shadow parts of self are arising. And we'd worked out that it was around fear and old scripts. So when we look at the chakra system, a lot of stuff around root chakra and also the solar plexus, because I was feeling a lot of it in the solar plexus. So he invited me to a particular breath work that was relatable and contextual to that as well. So I was very grateful for him in showing me that. And it was something that I hadn't experienced before too. So I will sit with that and I'll do it, I'll practice it, and then I can then hopefully share it with you. So that type of breath work has particular intention around what's contextual for me at this moment. This breath work that we're doing here, very similar to Dragon's Breath, but Breath of Fire is less, for some reason I'm tilted a bit here. For some reason, it's less vigorous. However, what I found is that I actually get a greater, I'd say, greater release of DMT that comes from this. I had picked this up off a guy, I forget his name anyway, but he calls, get high on your own supply, basically. And you can use this breath work just for 1 round or 3 rounds. Ultimately, we want to try and get to a 31-minute meditation where we're just moving through this. Today we'll just do 3 rounds, and we'll only do 30 breaths. And 30 breaths with this Breath of Fire is quite quick. It's quite quick and rapid. So you could just do 1 round if you wanted to, if you're at work, or if you just need a bit of a pickup. You want to ground in, you want to get out of your head into your body, create some clarity, then this would be a perfect way to do it. So there's quite a few elements to it, like the other breath work that we've done. There's the breathing part of it, there's the visualization part of it, there's the squeezing of the Kundalini, so those pelvic floor muscles that we're releasing. We're imagining the Kundalini energy moving up the back of your spine. Then there's the actual breath work through the rapid breathing, and then there's and holding your breath. And as you're holding your breath, you're oxygenated, you alkalize the blood, you hyperoxygenate the system, more oxygen to the brain, more oxygen to the system. Helps you think clearly. You'll probably even notice an absence of thoughts as well. So there's lots of things. You'll have some tingling feeling. You can get this real, I guess, in a sense, an out-of-body experience. Sometimes a sense of peace and bliss can come across as well, and you can also, it's quite challenging too, because you're holding your breath and you want to take another breath, but it's, hang on, I can just hold on a bit longer here, and notice that when you hold a little bit longer, this feeling of bliss and peace just wash over you, and it will just sit there and you go, oh, I don't need to breathe anymore, until you then need to breathe. So yeah, anyway, so I'm going to take you through the process. So the beginning of the beginning of the process is the breath work. Now I'm just going to pull this down a bit here. So what we want to do is we're going to breathe in and out through our nose, but I want you to focus on the outward breath rather than trying to breathe in. It's more of a, and so what you're doing is you're pushing your diaphragm in, which then pushes out the oxygen out of the nose, or the breath out of the nose. So it's a, and naturally, as you breathe out, you're going to then breathe in. So the focus is on the outward breath rather than the inward breath. Now, what we want to try and do is the outward breath and the inward breath need to be at equal intervals. So it's not a, that sort of thing. It's more of a, now when you're doing that, you're using your torso, and you actually get a bit of an ab workout. That's what I found out of this, is that this torso is actually squeezing, pushing air out, and then you naturally breathe in. So it's more that out, and you naturally breathe in, out, naturally breathe in. I'm going to do that for 30. That doesn't take that long. I'm not too sure, probably should time it, but at the end of that 30 breaths, then I'll ask you to then take a big deep breath in. So once again, we take a big deep breath in, but I want you to look up and to the roof, focus on the third eye, and notice, if you saw me from the side, it's my spine and my third eye all in one line. So the Kundalini energy rises up, and it moves in a spiraling like a snake, and it comes up the brainstem up into the third eye, the pineal gland. So the idea is we're trying to release some DMT that comes from the pineal gland, but we're using the Kundalini energy to rise up through the sacral chakra and or through the root chakra up into this, and then and it's feeding the system as it goes up to. Things can arise for you. It's a beautiful exercise just to feel and experience within ourselves, and it can also be a beautiful tool of awakening. It can be a tool of meditation. It can bring you to a space of calm. It can bring you to a space of peace. It can decrease thoughts. You can move back into the body, and you can get out of your head, basically. So I find this really helpful to get out of my head, get into my body, start moving some stuff around. It gives me some focus and attention, hyper-oxygenates my system, alkalizes my blood. You get all these really beautiful benefits that are coming from it as well. Okay, so the breathing, 30 of those, big deep breath in, holding your breath, looking up. This is where I want you to squeeze your perineum, your the pelvic floor exercises, squeezing. Kundalini is going to start to rise up through the back of your spine, up into your pineal. Put the focus on that. So I'm going to say squeeze, focus, hold. So squeezing, focusing on the third eye, holding your breath. And when you get to that point where you feel as though you need to breathe, just hold on to it a little bit longer. And when that happens, that's when you'll then start to get these experiences. Then we come into the breath. So breathe. And then, so I want you to keep your eyes closed at this time. We also would like you to adopt the mudra of the index finger and the thumb, right? And when you're holding your breath, get your tongue and put it on the top of the roof of your mouth. because this is circuit, and the tongue on the top of your mouth is also creating a circuit. Okay, so because we're electricity, we're energy, so we want to create this circuit. As we move into that space, we're holding our breath. We've got the mudras, we've got the tongue on the top of on the roof of the mouth. Then we come back into our breathing. Still keep your eyes closed, keep the mudra happening there, and just breathe normally. But still in through the nose, out through the nose. And then we'll go in for another breath. And we'll do that 3 times. So breathing there, and then, so that's 1 round, and then we'll come back around, we'll then do 2 more rounds, okay? So, that's enough of me talking, let's do it. Alrighty. Okay. Before we go into the breath of fire, we need to do the lion's breath. Now, the lion's breath is a big deep breath in, and then it's a... And you really want to expel all of the air. And then you come up, okay, take a breath into your nose, and then it's a... So I'll count to 30, won't take that long, till you take a deep breath in, hold it, visualize squeezing, breathe out. We'll do that 3 times, then we'll come back around for another round. Okay, let's do it. So, all right, so big deep breath in, and then let's do the lion's breath. And out. Sitting up, breathing in, and let's start. Okay, big deep breath in. Looking up, squeezing, mudras, focusing on the third eye, squeezing, focusing, holding as long as you can. And breathing when you need to. I just got to that point where I was needing to breathe, but I held it. And just for that couple of seconds after, it was that release. So just breathing normally in and out of your nose. Coming back into the relaxed state, still holding the mudra. All right, big deep breath in. Let's go again. Squeezing, mudra, focus, hold. And breathing when you need to. Just noticing when you feel as though you need to breathe. That's that point where it's really activating. So get yourself to that point, hold, and just hold and experience what that is. All right, big deep breath in. Let's go again. Squeeze, focus, hold. Just breathing normally. It's really powerful. So just get your breath back, and we're going to go back in for another round of 30 breaths. All right, let's start again. Follow me. It's 30. Big deep breath in, let's go. Mudra. Squeeze. Focus. Hold. Just get your breath. Really try to extend yourself within these breaths. Focus on one element. Maybe if it's just the squeezing, maybe if it's the third eye, focusing there, maybe it's the kundalini rising up your spine, maybe it's the breath holding on to that. Just pick one of those elements and just notice it. Alright, let's go again. Squeeze, focus, hold. You might notice that you get a bit of a sway. The spiraling energy, the spiraling nature of the kundalini. It's a beautiful feeling. Just breathing. Let's go again. Final one for this round. Breathing in. Squeezing. Focusing. Holding. Just noticing the body, any tingling, any sensations arising. Thoughts, absence of thoughts, presence of thoughts, presence of movement, absence of movement. Okay, let's go into the final round of breathing on my cue. Big deep breath in. Squeezing. Focus. Holding. This third round, you really start to sit into a peaceful state. Get there quite quickly. Just notice it when you arrive, when it arrives at your door. Okay, big deep breath in, let's go. Holding, squeezing, focusing. Okay, we have one more breath. Just breathe normally. Let's breathe deeply. Let's go. Squeezing, focusing, holding. Just noticing the body. Noticing the sensations, the stillness, the peace. Just want you to sit with yourself for the next minute. Honour the space that you hold at this present moment. Honour each breath as it rises and it falls. Continuing to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Your tongue on the roof of your mouth. The mudra still holding space for you. Noticing any tension, any absence of tension. Just noticing. So I'd like you to bring your attention back into the room, back into your body, releasing the mudra, wiggling the fingers and the toes, moving your body, experiencing your body, the one beautiful vessel that has carried you through this lifetime. Lifting your shoulders, shrugging your shoulders, moving your arms, shifting around on the chair, on the mat, on the cushion. And then opening your eyes when you're ready. Wow. Well, I don't know what was happening for you, but that was pretty wild for me. Yeah, let me know. Throw some comments down. So that's 3 rounds. What are we at? 29 minutes. We did have a bit of a chat before that. You could probably fit in another round to take yourself to about 31 minutes. I find that 30 breaths are pretty good. You know, they're not a big amount of time. It's not like 40 or 50, and but it's enough to get you into that flow and that rhythm. What I noticed in that space was when I was holding and I naturally wanted to breathe, when I would just hold it a little bit longer, this release would then just come, and like this, it's like this spurt of bliss and peace just was released. And oh wow, and it was there, but because I really needed to breathe, then I couldn't necessarily sit with it that long. But it is there, and at least you're getting to experience it, and hopefully you did experience some of that. Obviously this comes with practice as well. So I would encourage you to do this potentially on a daily basis, if not a couple of times per week. Even if you're, like I said, at work, or if you just need to get moving, if you want to reconnect back into the body, reconnect back into life, reconnect back into the breath, then this is a beautiful way of doing it. It's not as vigorous as the dragon's breath. It's quite subtle, but just even if you just did one round, that would be enough. Okay. So I'll continue to bring you different types of breath work. Obviously, I like to practice them myself to then get that experience, so then I can bring it to you and give my explanation of it. And for some of you who are working with me at the moment, you then get to experience it when you come in and do some sessions with me. If any of you are interested, I'm offering one-on-one meditation sessions that include breath work and you going into yourself as well. So if you are interested, let me know, comment, PM, and we can get together and have a bit of a chat. All right. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next week. All right. Thank you.